Hello guys, welcome to StudentOfLife podcast with your host Christopher. Thank you very much for being here right now with me. Thank you if you're returning. I'm super grateful to have you here, and I hope that you enjoy this episode just as much as you've enjoyed the others as well. And if you're new, thank you, and I really do hope you enjoy this episode. And as you can see from the title, it is you have eyes but you do not see, you have ears but you do not hear. And I'm going to unravel a lot of things right now in this episode. And this episode is basically going to be on understanding the life in a deeper perspective. And when I talk about life, there's different aspects of life, right? I'm going to try and concentrate more on relationship and love and understanding when a female and a male come together, the feminine energy and the masculine energy, and this thing that we have in our generation, of relationships, love, couples, and the whole catastrophe that happens right in our generation, where love is very misunderstood, and people are very misunderstood when it comes to understanding two different genders. So it's gonna be quite a lot, but I'll try and just make it so you guys, everybody can really understand. And I also want to give a disclaimer, okay, that the things I'm going to talk about in this episode is things that a lot of people don't know. Some people have heard it, but haven't heard it the way I'm going to explain it. Like, they haven't heard it in that kind of detail. And also, there's people who have heard it, but they have no idea what it's about. They just heard it maybe once, or maybe they've seen it somewhere, or they've read it somewhere. That's it. And the majority have never heard it before. It's going to be completely new to their ears. And there's also the few others who do know these things. They know about it. They know about it. They just don't speak on it, because these are things that's very exoteric and it is very hidden. So yes, and I just want to give that disclaimer so you guys know it's not something you're just saying from your head. You can't say these things just from your head. It doesn't happen that way. It's too much, and it's too. You understand what I'm going into, but I just really want to put that out there, and that I understand everyone has different religions and different beliefs, and that this is also, again, this is me. I'm not telling everyone that because I'm saying that you have to believe in it, you have to take it up and run with it. But I believe in truth, and I believe that truth is a very, very hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. It's a kind of like a bitter pill, and for a lot of people, it's very bitter, so they don't even want to taste it. And then, but the thing about truth is that it has a very bitter feel when you first put it in your mouth, but it turns into sweet after a while. That's if you have the courage to keep it in your mouth for long enough for you to then taste the sweetness of it. But a lot of people don't, because a lot of people don't have that patience, they don't have that time, they don't have that thing to kind of like wait, or to even go and search. That's the way I want to put it, go and search. So a lot of people, it's going to be a bit of a bitter taste, some people's going to be a bit bittersweet, and there's going to be others who are going to be bitter to them, but then they will have the patience to wait, and then that truth is going to turn into the sweetness in their mouth. And others, from the beginning, it's going to be completely sweet. It's not going to take long for it to turn sweet, because they have a very receptive heart, and they're able to listen to certain things and really then take on, and then go and do their own research, and go have their own encounters, and really do their own thing as well. So without further ado, now let's get straight into the episode. The love that you understand, and the way you see love, and the way you understand it, is way deeper than that. When you look at a boy and a girl, a woman and a man, either it's just like a normal relationship, like boyfriend girlfriend relationship, or even it's marriage, where it's deeper. There's a lot of different things, a lot of things that surround it for you to go from a boyfriend and girlfriend kind of thing, then to like a marriage. It's a lot. And with that said, when you see two people who are in a relationship but they're married, it's deeper than what you see. When you see two people who are either in a relationship and then it's working out or it's not working out, either it's toxic or it's healthy, again, like I say, it's deeper than what you see. And love it's not just I love you and you love me. If I love you and you love me was all that is needed, and that thing of I have love for I care about that person, if that's all that you need in a relationship for you to or in a marriage, that's all you need, a lot of people will still be together. I think all the relationships, almost like a lot of the relationships, majority of them will probably still be together. A lot of marriages will not be divorced. Okay, it's only some that will not be together because it never was even that kind of love anyway in the first place. you know. But people can, you know, love each other, immediately have love. It's no bad blood, you know, it's care, and they just don't work out. It's still very toxic. It still does not click. Okay, and I want to give you a scenario. Somebody can be married to their wife, to their husband. Somebody can be in a relationship with their boyfriend, with their girlfriend, right? Either it's a good relationship, like everything's going well, or either it's very toxic. Let's just, you know, it can be either way. They can go outside and they can meet somebody else, and for some reason, from the get-go, something sparks. The male has met a woman, or the female has met a man, and there's something about that other individual who is not the person in the relationship with, yeah, that, you know, it something sparks. Again, their home, you know, the relationship that they're in, even the marriage they're in, can actually not be, it's not like, you know, it's bad or things like, you know, toxic. It can actually be a good one. Like, everything is smooth. But still, something is there, and they become very, very, and they can't never put their hands on it. Okay? To the point where then they can even to a point where they can actually then come to understanding that the person they just met is the one right for them. Or, you know, the person just, even they're married or just relationship, you know, this is real life stuff. Like, somebody's probably looking at it and being like, that's not fair, that's that's that. But this is real. It happens for real. People don't really talk about it a lot because it's a bit weird and they'll get crucified and stuff. You know, some people might not even talk about it in their marriage, when they say that this is what they've gone through and this, or this is what they've encountered and this is their experience, and they went out, you know, because you get crucified for it. They'll be like, people will not come at you. And because people just look at it from the mere surface, like the surface. What they don't tend to teach a lot when it comes to the church and when it comes to, you know, the books that we read, when it comes to scripture. I'm going to take into the scriptures. What they don't teach in the scriptures, yeah, because when it comes to relationship, when it comes to marriage, people, I'm also going to talk about Christianity mostly, but I'm also going to link it to everything else as well, is that they do not teach certain things about, like, compatibility. Not saying no churches talks about it. There are churches out there who do. There's pastors, you know, and counselors, marriage counselors who, you know, who do, you know, they do talk about it. But it's not a lot. Because if they were really talking about it the way they were supposed to, marriage in a church would not be so catastrophic. It wouldn't be such a mayhem right now. It will not be, you know, the divorce rate wouldn't be so high. It's not about, you know, I'm sorry, but it's not about you staying a virgin and, you know, not having sex until marriage, you know, being a good woman and being submissive, you know, being a hard-working man, that keeps your marriage. It's not that. And it's not that that's going to keep you in a relationship either. Because if that's what it is, there's a lot of relationships and a lot of marriages here that have that already. But they're still breaking down. There's something like I always feel like that it needs to be taught more to us when we're growing up. What, you know, from like when we go to, like, you know, because religion is a very big thing, and everybody even goes to, you know, from young, you go to church, you go to mosque, you go to a synagogue, you go to temple, something, wherever, you know, your family, you know, wherever you're born into, whatever religion you're born into from young, your parents, your family, you know, take you through that. That's kind of like what you learn. When you grow up, then you kind of find your own way. Some people still don't, they stay in that, that's what they want, and they stay in that. Do you get what I mean? And some people might go to other religions and, you know, do their own thing, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. One thing that they don't talk about is understanding something called destiny connections, destiny souls, twin flames. You know, when we talk about, you know, soulmates, they don't understand, like, soulmates is not a mere thing. It's not just a thing of, you know, people that, you know, that really love each other and they're supposed to be together, blah blah blah. It's deeper than that. Destiny souls, yeah, is very deep. Twin flames, there's certain people who have been born, and before they even came to this planet, they're destined to be together. Their mission on this planet as individuals is very intertwined with each other. One can be living in China, one can be living in Canada, but somehow they'll find their way together, because through destiny, through like the universe in general, their mission on this planet, on this earth, is connected to each other. If the other one doesn't have the other one, or they don't meet, the other one's mission on this planet is never going to be complete. Please listen to what I'm saying, okay? I know you might be a bit confused right now, but just follow me. And as I get to the end, you'll really understand what I'm trying to say, okay? So just try and follow me, alright? Thank you. So, something as in like twin flames, and, you know, in destiny souls, like I'm explaining, there's people who also live right next to them, they're literally neighbors. And they don't even know. But without this person, in their life, as in like, they're supposed to be together in that kind of way, as in like, relationship way, not like together as friendship or something, no, as a relationship. If their souls do not merge, one's life is not complete. And one's mission, a mission is supposed to complete on this planet, it can never be complete the way it's supposed to. So a point where they have to go and come back again and have another life to complete. That's why somebody can meet someone in one day, in a space of 5 days. They can be married and be together for a lifetime. And the things they do together, the things they're able to accomplish together, the influence that they have in each other's lives, no one can ever understand it. Even themselves, they can never really understand it. Unless they're able to, like, go through, a lot of like chemical actualization about within themselves and really understand the reason why, that they are like where they are, and they are together. Do you know what I mean? Which a lot of people don't really do that anyway. So when you meet a guy, when you meet a girl, do not concentrate on the thing of, I just love him, I just love her, or we look good together. Everyone says we look cute. Everyone, yeah, he's really nice to me, or he spends money on me, or she spends money on me. All the little surface things that, right now in our generation, people, glorify, and it's like the thing people look for. Oh, yeah, he's this and he's that, or he works here, or she works this. Where, the little... It's not like that, because some of these things that somebody can be really perfect, like as in that they're perfect, they're really, really good. It's not they're bad to you, they're really, really good. But they're not your destiny soul. They're not the person that you're supposed to be with. To the point where, like, your life will never really be complete the way they're supposed to be complete. And you'll never be able to achieve the thing you're supposed to achieve, because the person who's supposed to come into your life and, their energy is supposed to match with yours, then that will push you and push them as well to where they're really supposed to be. Until that person comes in, until you find that person, yeah, you will never get in. Most of the times, people live regularly, so they think, everything is fine. This is the reason why somebody can, be married or be in a relationship. And, again, everything doesn't have to go bad. It can actually be going good, okay? Something can go, becoming toxic, but in this case, by being, everything's being good in a relationship or in your marriage. And then they can meet, a guy, they can meet a girl somewhere, and somehow the connection that they have with that person is nothing compared to what they have with their wife, nothing compared to what they have with their husband, nothing compared to what they have if there was with their girlfriend, their boyfriend. And they will say, even that person, since that person came into their life, there's certain things that just like change. And for some reason, they cannot get away from that person. They can try to break, to, be like, oh, I'm married. They can try to be like, oh, no, I'm in a relationship. But somehow, even if they do, they will always, at the back of their head, know that something about this other person is not, is different. And because they're married, they can't really do a lot, they can't really, just go and divorce, or because maybe in the relationship, everything she's fine, there's nothing wrong with the relationship, everything maybe is going smooth, so, and they look at like, they don't want to fornicate, they don't want to, cause adultery and all these different things, but within themselves, they understand that there's something deeper here that they didn't know before that now they know, and they can never probably put their hands on it. I'm telling you, if there was to do a survey of married people in relationships, yeah, around the world, it just ask people these questions. A lot of people will say this. They will literally testify to it. But, because of how the world and the society is, it's kind of like, you can't really talk about these things. You can't even, you can't. And so, they stay in these relationships. They rather, stay in a relationship because there's not really anything really going on that is bad. They're staying in a marriage, nothing really going on that's bad. Because, they're married. They're already, in a relationship. And everything, it's just, how it is. And that's the reason why, I really want to encourage you that when you get into a relationship, when you're talking, so you're talking to people, when you're dating, you're just dating about, you're just getting to know people, do not do it with a mere eye. Do not do it with an eye of just, just everything is normal, we're just dating, he's good to me, she's good to me, and everything is I understand that the person that, I'm trying to be with, the person I'm about to, get married to, the person I'm about to get into a relationship with, are they my twin flame? Are they my destiny helper? Are they my destiny soul? Are they supposed to be in my life where then does their energy match with mine? where it's gonna propel me like to a different place in my life, and I'm also gonna propel them, literally like take them to a different place in their life, to a point where the whole, even the people that they're around, it changes. Is our mission supposed to be like, it's our mission on this planet. The reason why they've come to this planet, and the reason why I have come to this planet, you know, I'm here. Our missions on this earth, is it, you know, cohesive? Like, is it together? Because if it is not, and you just look at everything like, you know, it's love and what, you know, everything looks like in our generation, and you know how love is, and you know, just the regular stuff, you'll be in a relationship with somebody, everything will be going well, nothing is wrong, but you will never be able to get to a place that you're supposed to get to in your life. You will never have the good luck and the energy that you're supposed to have around you to propel you to the next position in your life. You will never be able to accomplish your there's some people here that have a very special mission. Everyone has a mission on this planet. Everyone is here for a reason. Everybody's here for a reason. But there's some people that their mission is it's on a different level. It's connected to a lot of souls and a lot of people, and the way they're going to change the planet and change the people that they're around them, and the people that they do, the rooms that they enter, the things they're supposed to do, is on a different level. And a lot of you, most of you don't even know if that's you. So you cannot afford to just be in a relationship with just anybody. You can't afford to just get married to anyone because of just, we just love each other and everything is fine, you know, we're good and everybody's happy and all our families love each other and da. Is the mission that I am on this planet, is that person supposed to be with me? Or else, one day, in the next 5 years, next 10, next 20 years, you're going to remember this what you're listening to today. You're going to have an encounter. You're going to remember everything you listened to today. You're going to be like, wow. This is what this girl said. I remember this girl said this like years ago. I remember like I heard somebody talk about this like years ago. I remember somebody talk about this in the last 2 years, and I understand where she's coming from. What I'm saying to you is very deep. It's very deep, and if you have to, you know, listen to this podcast again for, you know, this episode for like three times, which we understand, that's okay. But I need you to understand that, because if you know you're not married yet, if you're not in a relationship yet, and you just get into it. These are things you need to understand, you need to learn. Because a lot of people right now, they're in relationships here, they're in marriage here, and if they had the opportunity to come and talk about the things I'm talking about, you know, testify, they'll be like, no, what she's saying is true. I understand where she's coming from. I know what she's saying. If I could go back, I'll change who I'm with. If I could go back, I'll divorce the person I'm with and marry somebody else. I'll take my time more. You know, the same people and somebody else that I met at that time, you know, that I let go because of this, and I didn't understand. I just thought, you know, just love. And I don't want that to be you. So, you know, yeah. And understanding all these things come with understanding that the certain energies that want to come together is very powerful. And I want to take you into things like zodiac sign. People think, you know, zodiac sign is not real. You know, people think it's demonic. And I see so many things on the internet. People like, even people be talking about meditation and yoga is demonic. I'm looking at them like, are you okay? Do you understand what you're saying? Do you know what you're saying? Do you understand that the Bible that you're talking about, saying that the zodiac signs are not even in there, and you know it's demonic? Do you know that the zodiac sign is actually in the Bible? Do you want me to quote for you? Yes, I'll quote for you. I can repair today, boy. I'll quote for you. It's in your Bible. Go to Job 38, verse 32. Job chapter 38, verse 32, and read. You can read the King James. It's a bit confusing. Change it to, you know, the New International, you know, the one that maybe, you know, that, you know, breaks it down a bit more. Let me read it. Let me go to my Bible, yeah, and then get it for you. Day 8, day 2. Okay, so if it's King James, yeah, you know, it says, cast thou, bring forth Mazaroth, yeah, in this season. Yeah, that's the first line. Now, let me go to, like, you know, translate into, because you know how the King James would be sounding, you know, a bit, you know, yeah. And let me go to the New International Version, which, like, you know, kind of, it breaks it down a bit more so you're able to understand. Can you bring forth the constellations in their seasons, or lead out the bears of your cubs? Can you bring out forth the constellations in the seasons? When it goes to King James, it says Mazaroth. Mazaroth means zodiac. It means constellation. Constellation is the science of the zodiac. In Job, he makes it known that he understands that there's seasons for things. And the seasons There's 12 months in a year. Within that 12 months, there's a seasons that run through each, throughout the months, right? The constellation, the zodiac, is 12 signs altogether, from Aries to Pisces. Okay? Now, when you look at your clock, it's 12. It goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, like, to 12, and then it starts again, 24 hours altogether, right? Have you asked yourself why the number 12, like, it rules? Why is it 12? Have you asked that question? Why are 12 months in a year? Why is the clock 12? Why is it 12, constellations as well? Why is it, when you look at your Bible, how many books is in there? 66, right? It's 66 books in it. Cool. What is 6 plus 6? It's 12, isn't it? When God, made the earth, right, created everything. Created for 7 days, but really we created for 6 days after the rest on the 7th. Why is it 6 days? And I'm saying all this just to make you understand, because I know there's people going to be looking at me like, what do you mean that zodiac is, this, and it's mostly, I'm not going to lie, but it's mostly Christians that I see a lot, bash it. But I know there's other religions that bash the zodiac thing as well. And since I don't really blame people something, because, this whole zodiac thing, people have made it sometimes even look disgusting. There's people who be telling you, oh, I have anger issues because I'm a Pisces. I have anger issues because I'm an Aries. No, that's not how it works. Oh, I act this way because I'm a Scorpio. And they will be justifying their toxic traits because they're of a certain zodiac that they are connected to. And it's like, that's not what this is about. So when people, kind of bash zodiac and they don't even want to hear it, I understand them. Because even sometimes when I hear people say things, and I'm like, are you okay? So there's some guys that don't even want to hear about zodiac, some girls that don't even want to hear about zodiac, because it's like, people just make it look like, oh yeah, they glorify the toxic traits because of a certain zodiac sign that they are. And it's like, your toxic trait has nothing to do with your zodiac. Yeah, you have bad side and a good side to you. Everybody has. But don't try to justify it because, you're certain zodiac. I can slap you and be like, yeah, I'm slapping you because I'm a Taurus. Does that sound good to you? No. Oh, I have a bad... No, you don't do that. And again, that's because people don't understand that it's deeper. People don't understand, people don't understand. People just think it's just, just the surface things. And, yeah, my sun sign is this. And even it runs deep. People don't understand numerology. And it's so much. There's so much I want to talk about. But in this episode, I just want to concentrate on, just this, yeah. And, like what I've read, and just to explain to you, that, when it comes to compatibility, even in a relationship, it comes to do with, your zodiac sign. There's certain zodiac sign that don't mix. And there's some people who testify to, they'll tell you, like, they're this zodiac and they don't mix with these people, these other zodiac. And they know because they've had first-hand encounters. They will tell you, me and, this, like, it doesn't mix. And, with all these things here, comes even, like, like I talk about twin flames, I talk about soulmate, I talk about destiny, the month you're born, the day that you're born, all these different things has an influence on you. And I'm also about numerology in a different time, like in a different episode. But I just want you to talk about more about astrology and these things. It has an impact on you, the way you are, your personality. There's certain others. There's even a day you're born, like they have 7 days of the week. Yeah, from Sunday to Saturday. Sunday's the first day and Saturday the last. Yeah. There's certain days you're born, and there's certain other days in the week. Yeah, it doesn't click with other days in the week. People don't know these things. So they're thinking, why I'm in a relationship with this person? I do love them. You're not like, you don't love them. Because if you didn't love them, you wouldn't be in a relationship with them. But why are we always fighting? Why is it always so toxic? Why is it always... Because you're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be. Somebody will be like, we were really good as friends, so before you can get into a relationship, when we go to a relationship, everything went bad. Yeah, your energy is matching on a friendship level, but it doesn't match in a relationship level, because in a relationship, it's different. Some people are born, they're literally siblings, but somehow they're too different. They don't click. They do not. And they'll tell you, my sister, I love my sister, but we do not click. I love my brother, we do not click. Somebody will tell you that. And they don't understand because they're like from the same womb, like same mother, same father, but they do not click for some reason. It's because there's certain things in who you are and where you came from before you even got to this planet. The energy that you have, the day you're born, your astrology, everything about you, the mission you're on, it doesn't click with. That doesn't mean that you have to hate them or something, but it's much deeper than what than the eye sees. You see, but you do not see. You have eyes, but you do not see. You have ears, but you do not hear. When you're reading the Bible, when you're reading like It's not a book to just be reading. Read it within the spirit. Okay? You have to read in the spirit. Somebody's have like, has read Job 25 times, but they do the things I'm even talking about, they don't even know. Somebody's a diehard Christian right now, but the things I'm talking about, they don't even know. But it's all in the Bible. There's a lot of different things I'm going to talk about in the Bible. I'm going to bring out and talk about, so people can really understand and really, be open. The Bible is not a bad book. It is not something to be trashing or talking bad about it. It's not a bad book. It's a guide into this world. The same as all these other books, like the Quran, it's a guide. The Torah is a guide. Bhagavad Gita, the Vedas, they're all guides. And so many other books that are religious books, they're guides, that connect to, the big religions. They're all guides. Okay? They are not, and before you can read it to understand what it's trying to say, like something like the Bible, and really understand that it's very esoteric and it's very hidden meanings, it's very coded, you have to read it in the spirit. And that's when it comes to, you've even being awakened, having enlightenment, being very self-aware, having self-discovery, mastering yourself, mastering who you are, aligning your energies, aligning your chakras and your energies, being able to, see, understand, hear something that's higher than you, things that are bigger than you, the other side, the other world. That's when you're able to really understand these things I'm talking about. That's when you're really able to, be privileged to, have first-hand encounters of the things I'm talking about. So, know the things I'm talking about. So, coming to the end of, this episode, just wrap it all up. I want you to understand that love is very complex, but it's also very simple. There's certain things that's right underneath your nose, but you do not see it. You have eyes to see, but you don't see. You have ears to hear, but you do not hear. The world that we live in is very exoteric. It's very, very coded. It's very hidden, but it's also very there for you to see if you want to. But you have to work within yourself to get to that place where the universe looks at you and it's like, yeah, that person is ready. And there's certain people on this planet that you can't afford to mess up. You can't afford to just get into a relationship with just anybody. You can't afford to just be out here dating people, having sex with people left, right, center, just doing anything anyhow. Because your mission is greater than even other people. And for you to understand that, get back again with love, do not look for somebody that's just, yeah, we just love each other, yeah, we fight every day, but we love each other, yeah, we look good together, everyone says we should be together, we agree as friends, we go into a relationship, all of the, surface things, that people just want in a relationship nowadays. And to understand that you want somebody who completes, that helps you who's part of your mission on this planet. Even your mission is not, a bigger mission, it's maybe smaller, or even your mission is very big and it's very big. Like I said, the same people's missions are bigger. Wherever it is, you want to find somebody whose mission, your mission and their mission is supposed to be and it's in sync. You support your destiny souls, your twin flames, and your life are supposed to merge. And if you are one of those people who that your destiny on this planet is deeper and is bigger, you cannot afford to just get into a relationship with just anybody. You cannot afford to just be married to just anyone. You cannot afford to just be bringing everybody home. Because you will mess up and you will marry somebody who will literally, your destiny and the purpose you're supposed to be here for, they will draw it back and they won't bring out the goodness that's within you. It's deeper. These things are deeper. What you see is what you have eyes to see again, but you do not see. You have ears to hear, but you do not hear. Because you don't understand certain things like this. You understand certain things in the world. And, part of, my podcast and being here is to really awaken people. Because people have been sleeping for too long. People don't know these things that these are things that just makes life easier for you. Because life itself is just very complex. But it makes it easier for you. You have one less thing to worry about. You're not worried about going into bad marriage. You're not worried about, going into a relationship where it drains you and it breaks you. You're not bypassing people and certain things that's supposed to actually be for you. Because you're awake, you're very enlightened. So, I hope you able to, listen to this episode, to take it in really understand everything I said. If you didn't, listen to it again. And if you have any questions, again, like I always say, you guys can always message. You can leave a comment down below. I'll answer the questions for you. You can look down. You can look at the description in the description box here. I have my social medias on. You can message me on one of the social media platforms. I always reply. Okay. And this thing I'm talking about today, this is not the end. I'm gonna continue, and I'm gonna go into a different part of it. But today is just about kind of like going. It's like today I kind of just gave you guys like the surface of it. And talk about love and understanding that even the people you allow into your life, as in like in a relationship, that is deeper than just what you see, and you need to open your eyes and you need to understand these things. And this is really just to help you, And again, like I said, some people are in marriages right now, same point in really committed relationships, and what I'm saying to them, what I'm saying right here, they listen to this, they'll be like, what she's saying is true. Because they've had encounters where they've met somebody else and they're like, damn, that person's supposed to be the person I'm supposed to be with, but I'm already in this marriage. I'm already in this relationship that I can't really come out of, and it's too deep. Because I don't even have anything to come out of it for. Like, as in like, nothing really bad is happening. And others as well, it's very toxic for them. The marriage is toxic, the relationship is toxic. And they've actually left. They've met the other person, they're like, damn, and they've left. Or they've left it, and after they later on they met that person, and they're like, damn, wow, like, yeah, there's a difference here. The way things that people don't talk about these things, they don't preach these things in their church. They don't preach these things, out loud for people to hear. They don't preach these things because a lot of people don't even know about it to be preaching it. The ones that do know, it's very muted, it's very hidden, because it's not everything they're supposed to talk about. It's not everything they're supposed to, be out there. But for me, my mission on this planet and why I'm here to just wake people up. And me waking people up is me talking about these kind of things. Which will help people to live a better life, to have a much more easier, more smooth and simpler life. And it will impact them and help them to become better people and to live, just live better. And to move better and to understand these things. So, that's why I leave you with today. I'm super, super grateful for staying all the way to the end with me. Super, super grateful. Thank you very much. And I'll say, if you're listening to me right now, on Spotify, on Apple, on Google Podcast, wherever you listen to me from, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to, leave a review. Do not forget to turn on notifications. Don't miss any other episodes that's coming up. And if you're watching right now on YouTube, please subscribe. There's so much more coming. So much more. From episode 20, we're just going. It's a lot coming. And I'm just starting. The self-awakening thing and waking up, we're just getting started. We have the next 6 months. It's about to be a one hell of one. So stay with us and keep going and just keep tuning in and keep coming back. Okay. And if you're somebody who's really been listening to me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm just super, super grateful. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you soon. Mwah.